Taewon stood at the window of Earth's main space station. His dark eyes watched the alien ship approach. It was huge, at least 5 times bigger than anything humans had ever built. The ship's metal skin gleamed purple and blue under the sun's light. Taewon touched the scar on his face, a habit when he was thinking hard. "They're ready for us, sir," said Jisoo, walking up beside him. She was Earth's top scientist for alien life. Her white lab coat stood out against her black hair. "How do I talk to creatures who crossed stars to find us?" Taewon asked. He wasn't really asking her. He was just thinking out loud. "The same way you talk to anyone who wants something from you," Jisoo said with a small smile. Carefully. The meeting room was large with a round table in the middle. Humans sat on one side. The empty chairs on the other side were bigger, made for the aliens. General Min-jae leaned close to Taewon. "I don't like this. We should have met on Earth." "They picked the place," Taewon said. "First rule of peace talks. Give small things to get big things." The door slid open. Everyone stood up. The aliens were tall, about 8 feet. They walked on 2 legs, but that's where they stopped looking like humans. Their skin was covered in purple-blue scales that seemed to move in the light. They had 4 arms. Their faces had no nose, just breathing slits, and their eyes were big and yellow with sideways pupils like a goat's. The tallest alien stepped forward. "I am High Commander Draz of the Vexari Empire." His voice came through a small box on his chest that changed his sounds into words humans could understand. "We bring greetings from the ruling council." Taewon nodded. "I am Taewon Kim, Ambassador for United Earth. We welcome you to our system." The aliens sat down. Their extra arms rested on the table, fingers tapping slowly. "We have watched your world for some time," Draz said. His yellow eyes didn't blink. "Your people are interesting. You fight each other over small pieces of land. You burn fuels that harm your air. You let some starve while others have too much." Taewon kept his face calm, but his hands tightened under the table. "We are young as a united people. We learn as we grow." "Yes, young." Draz's mouth moved in what might have been a smile. "That is why we have come. To help you grow." Correctly. The room got very quiet. "What kind of help do you offer?" Taewon asked. Draz put one of his 4 hands on the table. A 3D picture of Earth appeared above it. "Your planet has many things we can use: metals, water, special plants, and workers." "Workers?" General Min-jae's voice was sharp. "Yes, your people are strong, made for hard work. This is good." Draz looked at each human in turn. "We offer a fair trade. We take some of your extra things and some of your people for work. In return, we give you new tools, new weapons, protection from other aliens who are not as kind as we are." Jisoo touched her tablet under the table, taking secret readings of the aliens. She caught Taewon's eye and shook her head slightly. "That's a big offer," Taewon said slowly. "We need time to think about it." "Time?" Draz's word was almost a laugh. "What is there to think about? We are Vexari. We rule 50 worlds. Our ships can destroy cities from space. We offer you a place in our empire. Many races would kill for this chance. And many have died refusing it, I bet," Min-jae said under his breath, but loud enough for everyone to hear. The air in the room got colder somehow. Draz stared at Min-jae for a long moment. "You are a warrior," Draz said finally. "You understand power. Good. Then understand this. We have 10 large ships near your world right now. Each one can kill a continent. We offer you a place as workers, not as slaves. Many races serve us well and live good lives, but all serve." Taewon stood up slowly. At 55, he wasn't young anymore. His black hair had gray streaks, but he stood straight and strong. Before becoming a peace talker, he had led Earth's armies in the last big war. "We thank the Vexari for their visit," he said in a voice that gave away nothing. "Earth needs 3 days to consider your offer. We will meet again then." Draz stood too, towering over Taewon. 3 days. Then we expect your answer." And your first group of workers. After the aliens left, the humans stayed in the room. They want slaves, Minjay said, hitting the table with his fist. They dress it up with pretty words, but they want slaves. And our resources, Jisoo added. She showed them her tablet. My scans say they're lying about watching us for a long time. They just got here. And they're lying about having 50 worlds. Their tech isn't that advanced. Can we fight them? Taewon asked. Minjay rubbed his face. Their ships are bigger than ours. Their weapons probably stronger, but what? They don't know what humans can do when we're pushed into a corner. Minjay's eyes had a fire in them. They think we're weak because we fight each other. They don't understand that means we're really good at fighting. Taewon walked back to the window. The alien ship hung in space like a purple knife. Get me the World Council on the line. Wake them up if you have to. Then call every military leader on Earth. What are you planning? Jisoo asked. Taewon turned. The scar on his face seemed deeper in the half-light from the stars. They came looking for workers and found a planet full of fighters instead. If they want Earth, they'll pay in blood for every inch. They outnumber us, Jisoo said. Their tech is better, their ships are bigger. Yes, Taewon agreed, but they made one big mistake. What's that? They think we're prey. Taewon's smile was cold and sharp like a wolf's. They don't know that Earth doesn't make victims. Earth makes hunters. Back on their ship, Draz spoke with his officers. These humans seem soft. They talk of peace and thinking things over. His second-in-command, Vex, wasn't so sure. I studied their broadcasts. These humans fight wars all the time. They kill each other for land, for beliefs, even for the color of their skin. That makes them perfect workers, Draz said, already used to following orders. Or dangerous enemies, Vex warned. A species that fights itself knows how to fight others too. Draz laughed, a clicking sound from his throat. What can they do against our ships? Their biggest weapons are like toys to us. Maybe, Vex said. But I saw something in their eyes, especially the old one with the face scar. What did you see? Hunger, Vex said quietly. The look of a hunter sizing up its prey. Draz waved two of his hands, dismissing the idea. In 3 days they will bow, or they will burn. Either way, Earth will be ours. But as the alien ship moved through space, Earth was not sleeping. In secret bases and hidden labs, humans were already preparing, not to surrender, not to run, to hunt. 2 days had passed since the meeting with the Vexari. Deep under a mountain in what used to be South Korea, Taewon sat at a large round table. Leaders from every part of Earth were there, either in person or on big screens. We have 1 day left, Taewon said. His voice was tired but strong. What do we have? Jisoo stood up. Her eyes were red from no sleep. Good news and bad news. Bad news first, the Vexari ships are strong. Their smallest ship could destroy a city. Their biggest could crack our planet. The room was quiet. Some people looked down at their hands. Good news? General Minjay asked. Jisoo smiled a little. They're not as smart as they think. We've been watching them too. She touched a button and a 3D picture of a Vexari ship appeared over the table. Their ships have weak spots, here, here, and here. Red dots showed up on the ship's image. To, we hit those spots? Asked Sunwoo, the leader of what used to be China. Maybe, said Hyun, Earth's top weapon maker. He was young, only 30, but his eyes were old. We've been working on special weapons since we found out aliens might be real. Not big bombs. Small, smart weapons. Show us, Taewon said. Hyun held up a small metal ball that fit in his palm. This looks like nothing, but inside is a computer smarter than anything we've ever made. It can find weak spots in any ship and dig through them like a worm. How many do you have? Minjay asked. 50, Hyun said. But we can make 300 more in the next 12 hours. Taewon nodded slowly. We'll need them. What else? The Vexari breathe different air than us, Jisoo said. Their homeworld has more gas called methane. They can breathe our air, but it's hard for them, like us trying to breathe thin air on a mountain. If they come down to Earth, they'll be slower and weaker than they are on their ships. Good, said Minjay. That could help in a ground fight. They also don't see well in bright light, Jisoo added. Their homeworld has a dim sun. Our sun hurts their eyes. Do-hyun, the leader of Earth's space fleet, spoke next. We have 200 ships ready. They're hidden on the far side of the moon. The Vexari don't know about them. 200 against their 10, someone asked. That's still not good odds. Our ships are smaller but faster, Do-hyun said, and they have Hyun's special weapons. Taewon stood up and walked around the table slowly. Here's what we know. The Vexari want our world. They want our people as workers, slaves, really. They think we are weak because we're not united. They don't know that humans become most united when we face an enemy from outside. He stopped walking. We have one big advantage. The Vexari don't know us. They don't know what humans do when pushed into a corner. What do we do? Asked Yoonjin, a young leader from Africa. Taewon's face looked hard in the room's light. We fight. We always fight. Even when we can't win? Another leader asked. Especially then, Taewon said. All through our history, small human groups have fought bigger, stronger enemies. Sometimes we won when no one thought we could. The Vexari think they know what we'll do. They think we'll give up. They're wrong. He pressed a button and a map of Earth appeared. I have a plan. It's risky. Some of us will die. Maybe many of us. But if it works, the Vexari will learn a lesson they'll never forget. For the next 2 hours, Taewon explained his plan. Some leaders argued. Some looked afraid. But in the end, they all agreed. Earth would not surrender. As they left, Jisoo stayed behind with Taewon. Do you think it will work? She asked softly. Taewon looked at the map, still glowing on the table. I don't know, but I know this. If the Vexari want Earth, they'll pay a high price. On the main Vexari ship, High Commander Draz watched Earth on a big screen. The blue planet looked peaceful from space. Any word from the humans? He asked. No, High Commander, said Vex. They've gone quiet. No messages. No ship movements we can see. They're scared, said another officer named Kraz. Probably fighting among themselves about what to do. Maybe, Draz said. But something felt wrong. In 50 years of conquering worlds, he had never met a species that just went quiet. Usually there were panic messages, attempts to run, or early surrenders. Scan their planet again, Draz ordered. Look for weapon movements, spaceship launches, anything unusual. The Vexari officers worked at their stations. After a while, one looked up. Nothing, High Commander. Their militaries are in normal positions. Their space stations are running normal operations. We detect no large energy spikes or unusual movements. Draz's mouth frills moved slowly, showing he was thinking. What are they doing? Perhaps they're accepting their fate, suggested Kraz. They know they can't fight us. They're preparing to give us what we want. Maybe, Draz said again. But his instincts told him something else was happening. Something he couldn't see. Send a scout ship closer to their moon, he ordered. Don't enter orbit. Just do a quick scan and return. Is that necessary, High Commander? Vex asked. Our long-range scans show nothing there. Do it, Draz said, sharply. I want to be sure. The scout ship left the mothership and headed toward Earth's moon. It was small and fast, built for quick looks at enemy positions. Inside the hidden base on the far side of the moon, Do-hyun got an alert on his screen. Vexari scout ship approaching, he said to his officers. Everybody stop moving. Power down to minimum. They're doing a scan. The humans waited, hardly breathing, as the small alien ship passed by. If the Vexari found Earth's hidden fleet, the plan would fail before it started. The minutes felt like hours. Then the report came. Vexari ship is leaving. They didn't detect us. Do-hyun let out a breath he'd been holding. Good. Continue preparations. We launch in 6 hours. Back on the mothership, Draz got the scouts report. No unusual activity on or around the moon, it said. See? Kraz said. The humans are doing nothing. Tomorrow they will surrender. Draz wasn't so sure. Keep all sensors at maximum. Watch for any small changes, and prepare the landing ships. If they don't give us workers tomorrow, we'll take them. At the same time, deep under the mountain, Taewon was giving final orders. All space weapons ready? He asked. Yes, said Hyun. The special missiles are loaded on all ships. The moon base is fully stocked. Ground forces? Minji nodded. Every soldier on Earth knows the plan. The hidden bunkers are ready. The trap sites are set. And the secret weapon? Taewon asked quietly. Jisoo stepped forward. Ready? If the Vexari land on Earth, they'll get a surprise they never expected. Taewon looked at the world leaders on the screens. One more time. Is everyone agreed? Once we start, there's no going back. One by one, the leaders nodded. Earth was united as never before. Then let's begin, Taewon said. Send the message to the Vexari. Tell them we'll meet tomorrow to give our answer, and may, whatever gods there are, help us all. As night fell across Earth, millions of people looked up at the stars, knowing alien ships were there. Waiting. Watching. Most people didn't know the full plan. They only knew that tomorrow, everything would change. In homes and shelters, parents held their children close. Soldiers checked their weapons one last time. Scientists made final adjustments to secret projects, and everywhere, in every country and city, people prepared not to surrender, but to fight. Because Earth doesn't make victims, Earth makes hunters. The meeting room on the space station looked the same as before. The round table, the big chairs for the Vexari, the smaller ones for humans. But this time, Taewon had brought more people, General Minjae, Dr. Jisoo, and Hyun, the weapon maker. High Commander Draz walked in with 4 other Vexari. Their scales shimmered under the lights. Their yellow eyes moved around the room, checking for threats. Greetings, Ambassador Kim, Draz said through his translator box. 3 Earth days have passed. What is your answer? Taewon stood up slowly. First, let me ask you a question, High Commander. On your world, are there animals that hunt other animals? Draz's face frills moved in confusion. Of course. All worlds have predators and prey. And which are you on your world? Predator or prey? The Vexari are the top hunters on our world, Draz said proudly. We fear nothing. Taewon nodded. I thought so. Humans are the same. We started as simple hunters, but we became the most dangerous animal on our planet. Do you know why? This history lesson is not needed, Draz said, his voice getting hard. Your answer, Ambassador. The answer is part of the lesson, Taewon said calmly. Humans became dangerous because we never stop learning, never stop adapting. He paused. And we never ever accept being prey. The room got very quiet. Draz's yellow eyes narrowed. Is this a refusal, Ambassador Kim? It is, Taewon said. Earth will not give you workers. We will not give you our resources. We offer friendship as equals, but we will not be your slaves. Draz stood up to his full height, towering over the humans. Then you choose death. Our ships will burn your cities. Those who live will serve us anyway. Taewon didn't look scared. No, High Commander. We choose to fight. And you should know something about humans before you start this war. What is that? Taewon's eyes were cold and sharp. When animals on Earth are hunted too much, they die out. But when humans are hunted, we don't die out. We get stronger, smarter, more dangerous. Earth doesn't make victims, High Commander. Earth makes hunters. Draz made a sound like angry clicking. Brave words from a species about to die. Our ships are already moving into attack positions. We will start with your biggest cities. No, said Taewon. You won't. He pressed a button on his wrist. A 3D map appeared over the table, showing Earth, the moon, and the 10 Vexari ships. And then suddenly, hundreds of small dots appeared coming from behind the moon. What is this? Draz demanded. Our fleet, said General Minjae with a smile. 200 ships, small but fast. and they all carry a special present for you. On the map, the small dots moved quickly toward the Vexari ships. Draz pulled out a communication device and barked orders in his own language. Your ships are too small to harm ours, he said to the humans. Your weapons are too weak. Size isn't everything, Hyun said. The young weapon maker held up one of his small metal balls. Sometimes the smallest things are the most dangerous. On the map, the human ships reached the Vexari fleet. Draz's device beeped with urgent messages. What have you done? He demanded. Shown you that humans are not easy prey, Taewon said. Your ships are under attack, not with big bombs but with small, smart weapons that find weak spots. Even now they're eating through your ship's armor like worms through an apple. Draz's face frills flattened against his head, a sign of anger or fear. He spoke rapidly into his device. The answers he got didn't make him happy. This changes. Nothing, he said to the humans. Yes, you surprised us. You may damage some ships, but our mothership is too strong for your toys. We will still destroy your cities. Maybe, Taewon agreed. But first let me show you one more thing. He changed the 3D map to show a close-up of Earth. All across the planet, small dots of light appeared, hundreds of them. What are these? Draz asked. Our ground defenses, General Minjae said. Special weapons aimed at the sky. If your ships enter our atmosphere, these will fire. Some will miss, some will hit. How many ships can you afford to lose, High Commander? Draz looked at the map, then at the humans. For the first time, there was doubt in his yellow eyes. You would risk everything, he asked. For what, your freedom? We offer you a place in our empire. Protection. Technology. As slaves, Taewon said. No, humans will never accept that. We would rather die fighting than live on our knees. And, Jisoo added with a small smile, we have one more surprise for you. Something about Earth itself that you don't know. Before Draz could ask what she meant, his device beeped again. This time, the message made his scales turn pale. 3 of our ships are disabled, he said in disbelief. Your small weapons. They found weak spots we didn't know we had. Like I said, Hyun replied. Size isn't everything. Draz looked at the humans with new eyes, not as simple prey but as dangerous enemies. You think this makes you safe? We still have 7 ships, including the mothership which your toys cannot harm. We don't think we're safe, Taewon said. We know this will be a hard fight. Many humans will die, maybe all of us, but we will fight to the last person, and we will make sure the Vexari remember Earth forever. General Minjae leaned forward. And if you do win, there won't be much left of Earth to take. No resources, no workers, just ashes. Is that worth it to you, High Commander? Draz was quiet for a long time. The other Vexari looked at him, waiting. Finally, he spoke. Perhaps we have misjudged humans. You are more interesting than we thought. We are what our world made us, Taewon said. For millions of years, humans had to survive against bigger, stronger animals. We learned to use our brains. We learned to work together. We learned to never give up. The strong survive, Draz said. This is true on all worlds. No, Taewon corrected him. The adaptable survive. Those who can change, learn, work together. The Vexari think they're strong because they have big ships and advanced weapons. But today, you're learning that true strength comes from something else. And what is that? Draz asked. The will to fight when fighting seems hopeless, Taewon said. The courage to stand up to bullies no matter how big they are. Draz's device beeped again. More urgent messages, more damaged ships. This situation requires new thinking, Draz said finally. Perhaps we can talk again as not equals but not as master and slave either. Taewon nodded slowly. We can talk. But while we talk, your ships stay where they are. No closer to Earth and no more threats. Draz looked at the map again. More of his ships were showing damage. The mothership was still strong, but alone it couldn't conquer Earth without terrible losses. Agreed, he said at last. We will talk. As the Vexari left to return to their ship, Jisoo turned to Taewon. Do you think they'll keep their word? For now, Taewon said. They're surprised, confused. They need time to think. So do we. What happens next? Hyun asked. Taewon looked at the map, still showing Earth's defenses and the damaged Vexari ships. They'll try something else. They still want our world. But now they know it won't be easy. They know humans aren't simple prey. General Min-jae put a hand on Taewon's shoulder. We won the first round, but the fight isn't over. No, Taewon agreed. It's just beginning. But today, we taught them an important lesson. What's that? Asked Jisoo. Taewon's face was serious, but proud. That humans don't bow down to threats. That we fight back no matter the odds. That Earth doesn't make victims. It makes hunters. Out in space, Draz stood on the bridge of the mothership, looking at reports of the damage. 3 ships completely disabled. 2 more badly damaged, all from tiny weapons they hadn't expected. What now, High Commander? Vex asked. Draz's yellow eyes looked at Earth, glowing blue and green in the darkness of space. Now we learn about our enemy. Really learn, and then we find another way to take what we want. And if we can't? Draz's face frills moved slowly. There are other worlds, easier worlds. But even as he said it, Draz knew he wouldn't leave. The humans had challenged him, surprised him. No prey had ever done that before. This was no longer just about taking Earth's resources or workers. Now, it was about showing humans their place in the galaxy. What Draz didn't understand yet was that humans had been fighting for their place in a dangerous world for thousands of years. And they never, ever gave up. The battle for Earth had only just begun. 3 days had passed since the first battle in space. The Vexari had pulled their damaged ships back. The mothership stayed just outside Earth's moon, watching. Waiting. In the mountain base, Taewon met with Earth's leaders again. The mood was better than before. People smiled. Some even laughed. They had won the first fight. Our small weapons worked better than we hoped, Hyun said. He looked tired but happy. 5 Vexari ships can't fly anymore. 2 more are damaged. What about our ships? Asked Min-jae. We lost 27, said Do-yeon, the fleet commander. But that's much less than we expected. The Vexari weren't ready for small, fast ships. Their big guns couldn't hit us. Taewon nodded. Good work, everyone, but this isn't over. The Vexari are smart. They'll learn from this loss. They'll try something new. What do you think they'll do? Jisoo asked. Before Taewon could answer, and alarm sounded, a soldier ran into the room. Sir, the Vexari mothership is moving. It's heading for Earth. Everyone rushed to the big screen. The huge alien ship was coming straight for them. They're going to attack, someone said. No, Taewon said, watching the screen closely. If they wanted to attack, they'd bring all their working ships. This is something else. On the screen, the mothership stopped halfway between the moon and Earth. Then a smaller ship left the big one and continued toward Earth. It's a landing ship, Min-jae said. Just one. They want to talk, Taewon said, face to face on our ground. It could be a trick, warned Yunjin from Africa. Maybe, Taewon agreed. But we need to know what they want. Send a message. They can land 1 ship at the old airport outside Seoul. 20 Vexari maximum. Any more, we shoot them down. The Vexari ship landed where they were told. It was smaller than the ships they'd used before, but still impressive. Shiny and purple-blue, shaped like a flattened egg. Taewon waited with Min-jae, Jisoo, and 50 soldiers. The sun was bright. Too bright for Vexari eyes. Taewon had planned it that way. The ship's door opened slowly. Draz came out first, blinking in the sunlight. He wore dark glasses now and a breathing mask over his mouth. 10 other Vexari followed him. Ambassador Kim, Draz said through his translator. Thank you for meeting us. Welcome to Earth, Taewon said. His voice wasn't friendly, but it wasn't hostile either. Why are you here? Draz looked around at the open space, the mountains in the distance, the clear blue sky. I wanted to see this world we're fighting over, to understand why you would risk everything to keep it. Follow me, Taewon said. They walked to a building, near the airport. Inside was a meeting room with big windows showing the view of mountains and forests. Sit, Taewon said. We'll talk. The Vexari sat down carefully. They moved slower than before. The earth air and gravity made things harder for them. You surprised us, Draz said after a moment. No species has ever damaged our ships like that before. There's a lot about humans you don't know, Taewon said. Yes, Draz agreed. We made a mistake. We thought you were simple prey. We were wrong. So what now? Minjae asked. You still want our world? Our people? Draz's face frills moved slowly. What we want hasn't changed, but how we get it might need to change. Meaning? Taewon asked. Meaning we offer a new deal, Draz said. We take half your resources, not all. We take workers, but we pay them. Not slaves, paid workers. The answer is still no, Taewon said flatly. Earth is not yours to take. Not half, not any of it. We are not yours to command. Not as slaves, not as workers. Draz leaned forward. You won no real victory, Ambassador. Yes, you damaged some ships, but our mothership is untouched. It alone could destroy your biggest cities. You would all die before you could stop it. Maybe, Taewon agreed. But like I said before, if you destroy us, there will be nothing left to take. No resources, no workers, just a dead world. Is that what you want? For a long moment, nobody spoke. The Vexari and humans just looked at each other across the table. Then Jisoo said, There's something you should know about Earth, High Commander. Something important. What is that, human? Draz asked. Earth is special, Jisoo said. Different from most worlds. It's not just the air and gravity that are hard for you. It's everything. Explain, Draz demanded. Our world is alive in ways yours isn't, Jisoo continued. Our smallest life forms, things you can't even see, are everywhere. In the air, in the water, in the ground. She means germs, Taewon explained, seeing Draz's confusion. Tiny living things that can make you sick. We have such things on our world too, Draz said, sounding bored. Not like ours, Jisoo said. Earth's germs are strong, dangerous. Our bodies have learned to live with them over millions of years. Yours haven't. She took out a small device and held it up. We've been scanning you since you arrived. Your bodies are already fighting Earth's germs, and losing. Draz straightened in his chair. You're saying your world is poisonous to us? Not poisonous, Jisoo corrected. Just unfriendly to visitors. If you stay too long, you'll get sick. If you try to live here, many of you will die. She's right, Taewon said. Earth protects its own. Even if you could defeat us in battle, you could never live here. Your people would get sick and die one by one. Draz looked at his fellow Vexari. Some were already coughing behind their masks. Others looked uncomfortable. You could have told us this before, Draz said, his voice hard. Would you have believed us? Taewon asked. Or would you have thought it was a trick? Draz had no answer for that. Listen to me, High Commander, Taewon said, leaning closer. Earth doesn't want war with the Vexari. We don't want to be your enemies, but we will never be your subjects or your slaves. We offer friendship as equals, nothing less. And if we refuse? Draz asked. Then we keep fighting, Minjae said simply. We've shown we can hurt your ships. We have other weapons we haven't used yet. And even if you win, you lose. Because you can't live on our world without getting sick and dying. Draz stood up suddenly. I have heard enough. We will return to our ship and consider what you have said. As they walked back to the Vexari ship, one of the aliens collapsed, coughing hard. Earth's germs were already making them sick. Help him, Taewon ordered his soldiers. They picked up the sick Vexari and carried him to the ship. At the ship's door, Draz turned to Taewon. Your world is more dangerous than we thought. Yes, Taewon agreed. But it's our home, and we'll defend it to our last breath. Draz's yellow eyes studied Taewon for a long moment. You are not what we expected, humans. We get that a lot, Taewon said with a small smile. After the Vexari ship left, Jisoo turned to Taewon. Do you think they'll attack again? I don't know, Taewon said. But they're thinking hard right now, and that's good for us. Back on the mothership, Draz called, his commanders together. Most of them looked sick already. Earth's invisible germs had infected them all. We have a problem, Draz told them. Earth is not just defended by humans, it's defended by the world itself. Our people can't live there without getting sick. We could bring our own food and water, one commander suggested. Stay in protected areas. For how long, Draz asked. Years? Decades? And what happens when Earth's smallest life forms evolve to get through our protections? They will. That's what living things do. So what do we do? Asked Vex. Leave with nothing? Draz looked at the blue-green planet on the screen. Not nothing. We've learned something valuable today. Something the Council needs to know. What's that? Draz's face frills moved slowly. We've found a species as dangerous as our own. Maybe more dangerous. The humans don't just fight with weapons, they fight with their minds, with their will, and their world fights with them. He turned away from the screen. Prepare the ship. For space jump. We're leaving this system. Running away? Someone asked in disbelief. No, Draz said, making a strategic retreat. The humans have won this round. But the galaxy is big. There will be other worlds, other resources. As the Vexari mothership moved away from Earth, Taewon watched on the mountain base's big screen. They're leaving, Minjae said, sounding surprised. We won. For now, Taewon cautioned. They'll be back someday, or others like them will come. But now we know something important too. What's that? Asked Jisoo. Taewon's scared face looked proud in the screen's blue light. We know we can fight back. We know we can win. Earth has always made its people into hunters. Now the whole galaxy will learn that lesson. And as night fell across Earth, people everywhere looked up at the stars with new eyes. Not with fear, but with determination. The first alien invaders had come and humans had sent them running. Earth doesn't make victims. Earth makes hunters. And the hunt had just begun. 1 year had passed since the Vexari left Earth. The planet had changed in big ways. Humans were no longer alone in the universe, and they had to get ready for whatever came next. Taewon stood at the window of the new Space Defense Center, built where the old mountain base had been. He watched as workers finished a new ship, much bigger than anything humans had built before. Its metal skin gleamed silver in the sunlight. The hunter will be ready next week, Hyun said, coming to stand beside him. The young weapon maker looked different now, more serious, more confident. It's our first real starship. It can go beyond our solar system. Good, Taewon said. We need to know what's out there, who's out there. Are you worried the Vexari will come back? Hyun asked. Taewon touched the scar on his face. Not right away, but someday yes, or others like them. Jisoo joined them at the window. She was in charge of the new Alien Research Center now. I've been studying the data from the Vexari ship. Their star maps show hundreds of worlds with life. Thousands, maybe. How many have people like us? Taewon asked. I don't know yet, Jisoo admitted. But the Vexari had notes about 20 other thinking species, some friendly to them, some not. So, we need friends out there, Hyun said, and we need to be ready for more enemies, Taewon added. The door opened and General Minjae walked in. He wore a new uniform with stars on the shoulders. He was in charge of Earth's space forces now. The World Council is ready for you, he told. Taewon they walked to the big meeting room. On screens around the walls, leaders from every part of Earth waited. Ambassador Kim, said Sunwoo, the head of the council. Are you ready to present your plan? Taewon nodded. I am. He pressed a button and a 3D map of nearby stars appeared over the table. The Vexari are gone, but they'll be back someday. Or others will come. We need to be ready. We've built better defenses, Minjae said. More ships, better weapons. That's good, Taewon agreed. But not enough. We need to go out there. He pointed to the stars on the map. We need to find other worlds, other people who might be friends or enemies. You want to send ships to other stars? Someone asked. We barely have the technology for that. We're learning fast, Hyun said. The Vexari left behind a lot of useful things when they ran away. We've already built one ship that can go to nearby stars. Soon we'll build more. And who will go on? These ships? Asked Yunjin from Africa. I will, said Taewon. The room got quiet. I'll lead the first mission, to show the galaxy that humans come in peace, but we're ready for war if needed. Jisoo stepped forward. I've been working on something special, a message to send ahead of our ships. She pressed a button and a recording played. Greetings from Earth, said a friendly voice. We seek friendship with all peaceful species. We offer trade, knowledge, and cooperation. But know this, Earth is protected. Earth is strong. Earth doesn't make victims, it makes hunters. Remember this and let us meet as friends. Some might see that as a threat, Sunwoo said when the message ended. It's a warning, Taewon corrected. The Vexari thought we were weak because we hadn't traveled to other stars yet. Others might think the same. We need to make sure everyone knows that humans are not easy prey. The council talked for hours about the plan. Some were afraid. Some were excited. In the end, they all agreed. Earth needed to reach out to the stars. 3 months later, Taewon stood in the control room of the Hunter. The ship was ready for its first jump to another star. Jisoo and Hyun were with him, along with 50 of Earth's best scientists, soldiers, and explorers. Are you sure about this? Min-jae asked from the video screen. He would stay on Earth, building more ships and training more crews. The Hunter is still new technology. Something could go wrong. Someone has to go first, Taewon said. Better me than someone else. Min-jae nodded. Good hunting, old friend. Find us some friends out there. And if we find enemies? Min-jae smiled, but his eyes were serious. Then show them what Earth's hunters can do. The countdown started. The Hunter's engines powered up, making the whole ship hum. Through the big window, Taewon could see Earth, blue and beautiful against the blackness of space. 10 seconds to jump, said the ship's computer. Taewon looked at his crew. They were the best Earth had to offer. Brave, smart, ready for whatever waited beyond the solar system. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump. The stars stretched into lines of light. The ship pushed into the space between stars. Humans were leaving their solar system for the first time. Far away, on a world with 3 moons, High Commander Draz stood before the Vexari Council. His scales were dull now. His time on Earth had changed him. You failed to take the human world, said the head counselor. You lost 5 ships, you ran away. I made a strategic retreat, Draz corrected. Earth is not like other worlds we've taken. The humans are not like other species. Explain, demanded the counselor. They're dangerous, Draz said simply. Not because their technology is advanced. It isn't. Not because they're physically strong. Though they are stronger than us in their world's gravity, then why are they dangerous? Draz's face frills moved slowly. Because they never give up. Because they fight harder when they're losing. Because their whole history is about fighting. Each other, their world, everything that threatened them. He touched a button and an image of Earth appeared. They call their planet Earth, but they should call it the world of hunters. Every animal there is a predator or has to escape from predators. It's a hard world that makes hard people. You speak almost with respect, the counselor said, sounding surprised. I do respect them, Draz admitted. They defeated us when they shouldn't have been able to. They used their brains when they didn't have our technology. They used their courage when they didn't have our numbers. What are you suggesting, High Commander? I suggest we leave Earth alone, Draz said. Find easier worlds. Or better yet, try to make the humans our allies, not our subjects. The counselor looked shocked. Allies? With a primitive species? They won't be primitive for long, Draz warned. They learn fast. They adapt. They're probably studying the technology we left behind right now. In 10 years or 20, they'll have ships that can reach other stars. And then? Draz's yellow eyes looked troubled. And then the galaxy will meet the hunters of Earth, and everything will change. Back on the Hunter, Taewon watched as the ship came out of jump space near a yellow star much like Earth's sun. Scans showed a blue-green planet in the habitable zone, a world that might support life. "Take us closer," he ordered, slowly, carefully, as the ship moved toward the alien world. Taewon thought about everything that had happened. 1 year ago, humans had been alone, thinking they were the only thinking beings in the universe. Then the Vexari came, thinking they could take Earth easily. They were wrong. Earth wasn't an easy target. Earth wasn't full of victims ready to be conquered. Earth was the home of hunters, people who had fought and survived everything their world had thrown at them for hundreds of thousands of years. Now those hunters were taking their first steps into the galaxy, looking for friends but ready for enemies, offering peace but prepared for war. "We're picking up signals from the planet," Jisoo reported excitedly. "Artificial signals. There's intelligent life down there." "Send our message," Taewon ordered. The greeting first, then the warning. As the Hunter moved into orbit around the alien world, Taewon watched the screens carefully. Would these aliens be friends or enemies? Would they welcome humans or fear them? Either way, Earth was now part of the larger galaxy. The hunters of Earth had left their home world, seeking new horizons, new challenges, new hunts. And whatever waited for them among the stars, they were ready, because Earth doesn't make victims, Earth makes hunters. The end.